Welcome to the McKnight Center, and thank you for joining us. We invite you to learn alongside us as we take a closer look at the performing arts, guest artists, and so much more. Hopefully you will continue the learning and create your own fun at home. Today we have Dr. Andrew Parker joining us. He is a professor for OSU's College of Arts and Sciences and can be found with his oboe studio at the Michael and Ann Greenwood School of Music. Soon we'll be making our own reed instruments with tips from Dr. Parker. But first, let's watch Parker take center stage with a performance of Pan from Benjamin Britten's 6 Metamorphoses after Ovid. To begin with, you'll need the following: a plastic straw, the flimsier the better, a straight edge or something to help you make a crease, and a pair of scissors. For my younger viewers, don't forget to have adult supervision, or if you need help, simply ask for it. First, at one end of the straw, you'll take your straight edge, ruler, or I'm simply using just a plastic piece that we have around set, and I'm going to apply pressure to one end and flatten out that one end. Now, if you don't have a straight edge, you can simply flatten it with your teeth in a pinch, and it'll do the exact same effect. And I flattened it out pretty nicely, simply by applying pressure. And again, if you need to get in there with just by biting on the straw, feel free to do so as well. Next, with your scissors, you can eyeball this or mark it with a Sharpie. You're gonna come down about a ½ inch from the open end of the straw, and you're going to make an angle cut from that ½ inch mark towards the tip. Now we're going to go ahead and do that exact same cut, mirror image on the opposite side. Now you can see that at the end, they're close but not touching. And we're going to open that back up to help us make sound. Now remember, as you're doing this, you want to maybe think a little bit like Goldilocks. When you make the cut, you don't want it to be too short of an angle. That's a no-go. And you don't want it to be too long, because that will impede you from making sound. But otherwise, once we've flattened it, we've made those angle cuts about a ½ inch down from the end, we are now ready to make our own music at home. So Parker, now that we have our little at-home instrument, can you give any advice or technique for myself and our at-home viewers who are ready to give this a try?
Yes, so I'm actually going to teach you how to do an oboe embouchure.
Okay.
This would be what I would teach anyone the very first time that we ever got a reed to play.
Okay.
So you are my 4th grader.
Yes.
And your name is Little Darren.
All right, Dr. Parker.
Hi, Little Darren. Okay.
Hi.
So we are going to learn how to make an oboe embouchure.
Okay.
So what we're going to do, it's really very, very simple. All you want to do is, I always tell people, make a Cheerio with your mouth.
Okay.
So the shape of a Cheerio, circle with the dot in the center,
Yes.
our opening in the center. Make that with your mouth.
Okay.
Drop your jaw open. Let's make sure this O. You're going to stick the reed right in the middle of the Cheerio.
Uh-huh.
And all you want to do is slowly close your mouth down around the reed, keeping that nice O shape. And you're going to take in a nice big breath through your nose and blow into it. There you go. Good. There you go.
Feel a lot of
You can
tingling,
feel
right?
a lot. It's going to tickle. It will probably tickle when you do it.
I don't think the mustache helped me, but
Basically, if you have any air that's leaking out of your mouth, just keep closing your mouth down onto the straw until it makes sound.
Should I ever be nervous about, on this fake reed or on a real reed, can you pinch too hard?
You can. So if you actually squeeze too hard on the reed, as we saw before, the opening is very, very small.
Yes.
And a straw, just like a reed, is very malleable.
Okay.
So if you close too much, you will actually completely close the opening,
Got it.
and no sound will be able to get through. You won't get any vibration.
And for our at-home listeners, if we can see that natural opening in the straw, which you saw more up close earlier, do I want to make sure that my embouchure and my lips are beyond that?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Like a millimeter or so beyond. So really very, very little beyond it.
So just to review, Cheerio.
Cheerio, 1.
Okay.
Step 2, put the straw/reed into your mouth. Step 3, close down, keeping that nice O. Step 4, take a nice big breath in through your nose and blow. There you go.
Wait until y'all feel the tickle.
It's a lot of fun. I love it. It's great. It's sort of a sensation. Oboe players just we love it. It's wonderful.
Because I know that growing up as a clarinetist, you did not feel that top lip vibration.
You don't feel that at all. So, it's something very unique to double reeds because both sides of the reed vibrate versus a single reed, clarinet, saxophone, where the reed is on the bottom and you're putting it on your bottom lip and the top is plastic.
Yeah.
So you're not really feeling that heavy vibration. Whereas in a double reed, everything is vibrating. Your whole mouth vibrates.
Yeah.
It tickles. The very first time you do it, I laughed.
I was about to say, I can't imagine how you cannot smile at it. So that's funny.
It's really fun. And actually, I'm glad you said that one of the things that you don't want to do when you play the oboe is smile.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people say oboe players look very sad. We look very solemn when we play. And that's probably true because you should not smile. You don't want this. You don't want that embouchure when you play. You want round and very, very open.
Okay. So for our at-home viewers who have now mastered the oboe embouchure, can you think of any type of challenges as they're making more music at home to just even this basic double reed instrument, what are some challenges they could take upon themselves?
Absolutely. My suggestion would be see how many pitches you can get out of this instrument that we've created here. What can you do to create it higher, to create it lower? What happens when you push it a little bit farther in your mouth? What happens when you pull it a little bit farther out of your mouth? Try blowing more air to make the sound louder. Try blowing less air to make the sound softer. See if you can figure out how to create as much range of sound as possible. And with your straw, if you want to, the more you cut off the bottom of the straw, the higher the pitch is going to go. Darren has a specific kind of straw. He has a bendy straw, which can be a lot of fun if you have a bendy straw at home, because you can actually make the straw longer or shorter, and it will change the pitch as you're playing it. So you can, if you have a bendy straw like this, try playing Mary Had a Little Lamb with it by slowly pulling it out. You can actually do this on an oboe reed. This is how I teach people. The very first thing we do on an oboe when you're making music is we play Mary Had a Little Lamb on the reed alone by pulling the reed in and out of your mouth.
That's impressive.
So see if you can do that with your bendy straw, pulling just a little bit each time and then pushing in to create Mary Had a Little Lamb on your bendy straw.
I'll need a little practice, so I'll do it at home before I...
This will give everyone a summer break challenge. I want everyone to start throwing this on YouTube.
And speaking of which, so first of all, thank you so much for all of those tips and those challenges for our at-home viewers who are hopefully prepared to make some music at home. We want to encourage you, as you are making music, go ahead and submit those videos, those recordings, just in the comment section below. We'd love to hear what you're making at home and see the progress and just any kind of creations that you're making. Parker, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come be a part of one of our first episodes, so we're so excited that you were a part of it.
Thank you so much for having me. I love the oboe. I hope you guys love it too.
Absolutely. And a special thanks to each of you, our viewers, patrons, and advocates. Thank you for joining us and learning with us here at the McKnight Center. Keep an eye out for our next installment, and until then, keep creating at home.